Today we're taking a first look at a brand new frame from Stanton. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the Stanton Sherpa. I've ridden the Stanton Sherpa Ti, the Stanton Sherpa Reynolds 853, and the Stanton Sherpa 4130 that you see here, and I've made videos comparing all of them. I really love this bike. It helps me reconnect with the joy of being outside and slowing down and taking in my surroundings and just connecting with nature. And the Sherpa is one of my favorite bikes to do that. My best friend Cody and I made a goal this year to ride all of the Arizona Trail in sections. That's over 700 miles long, and it's going to require several nights out on the trail. So we're going to have a bike packing adventure, and I was just getting ready to build up this Stanton Sherpa 4130 for bike packing mode when UPS showed up with a huge surprise. This is it. It surprised me. I opened it up and thought, I've already ridden the Sherpa Ti. And then I noticed this little symbol right here, Stanton Sherpa Ti Plus. Now, Dan and I were chatting the other day, and I said, you know what I would love even more on my Stantons? I would love to be able to fit 29 Plus on it, because the Stanton's my favorite bike packing bike, and 29 by 2.8 and 3.0 is my favorite wheel size, but they don't quite fit together. So I said, Dan, could you make me a Stanton that fits 3.0s? Because I think that'd be my dream bike packing bike. We chatted a little bit. That was, I don't know, 6 months ago. And out of the blue, this thing shows up. I don't know geo numbers. I don't know specs. I don't know what the price is going to be. I know nothing about this bike other than it's here, and I'm pretty excited about that. So today we're going to build it up, throw some parts on it, throw it on the geometer, see what it's all about, and let you know what actual geo numbers I found, and learn more about this awesome bike. So yesterday I texted Dan and I said, Dan, this just showed up. Tell me what the story is. And he says, it's brand new. It's built for bike packing with these 29 plus wheel compatibility. It's a little bit steeper head angle than the regular Sherpa. I'm noticing it's got a bend in the seat tube, probably to clear big tires. I also see rack mounts. This is interesting. I don't know anything about these. I also see titanium dropout hardware. That's exciting. Stanton's also going to be releasing sliding dropouts that are going to work on all of the Sherpas. They're coming out later this year. I can't wait for that. I know so many of you guys are excited for that too. I'm seeing a cable stop for a front derailleur for those that like to run front derailleurs. We've got a threaded bottom bracket. We've got bottle bosses in here. We don't have bottle bosses on the seat tube, which means I can run a long dropper. One thing I'd probably love to have seen are bosses down here. That's where I carry my water. Wow, this is cool though. I'm excited to see how different it is. Wonder how much steeper that head angle is. We're all going to find out today. Let's get this thing built up. So the frame weight with axle, seat collar, and headset cups pressed in came into an impressive 4.7 pounds. Now for my bike packing rigs, weight doesn't really matter because I'm about to put 20 pounds on this. But if you're going to buy a Ti frame, you want it to be light. So awesome to see that this came in at 4.7 pounds. All right, now it's time to see what size tires fit in this thing. This is my 29 by 3.0 on an ICAN wheel. First off, I want to show something. I think this is going to be a soft ride. I'm excited. Any bike is soft when you load it up with bags. All right, so this is my ICAN 45i wheel set with a 29 by 3.0 on it. Let's see if this clears. This is such a challenge for frame builders to make a frame that clears monster tires like this. And remember, 29 by 3.0 isn't just wider, it's taller. This tire is 30.5 inches tall. So you usually have to lengthen the chainstays a bit. Oh yeah, we're clearing. This is a huge ask. Anytime I work with a builder and they say, what would you like? And I say huge tire clearance, they go, oh man, that's not easy. And it's not. And so props to Dan for making this happen. And it actually does clear. It's always worrisome to me when I pop in the first 29 by 3.0 to wonder, is this really gonna clear? And this is a wide rim, so it's got a lot of volume. Let me show you what it looks like. It's hard to get a scale for these things because this tire is so much bigger than what you're used to seeing. That's a good 8 mil clearance on each side up top. Oh, this is so impossible to show. Let me do my best here. And down in the front, we've got 5 mil clearance on each side, no problem. It doesn't look like it because that's a giant 3.0 tire, but this is going to work great. So that means 27.5 by 3.0 will fit no problem. I'm really excited about this. This has the potential to be my ideal bikepacking bike. I'm kind of tempted to run this other wheel set that I have. This is the GTL Bike 40i with 2.8 Derailleur Coronados. I really like these for bikepacking, and so I think I'm actually going to put the tan walls on it, and I think it looks sharp. But it's really great to know that 29 by 3.0 fits. I'm going to experiment with both, but for this build, we're going to do the tan walls. All right, she's all built up, and what a beautiful bike. This might be the most stunning bike I've had in yet. Stanton's bikes have such beautiful lines to them. They're probably my favorite looking frame, just the tubes alone, and then you look at this beautiful tie and the beautiful welds and all of that. All right, there are a few things different about this frame and the non-plus frames. We don't have 2 water bottle mounts here. We have a curved seat tube. We have slightly different geometry, which we're going to look at in just a second. This bike is light, especially for a bikepacking rig. It came in at 28.64 pounds. I'm really happy with that. I've got some really special parts on here. Let me walk you through them. First up are these titanium bars from Stanton. Tie bars they're my favorite feeling bars. They have just a little bit more give than a nice soft carbon bar, and it's going to be real comfortable on a long bikepacking trip. And I always prefer to go metal over carbon when I can, and it's not a huge weight penalty. So these are 30 mil rise. You can get these at Stanton's website. Beautiful, beautiful bars. I'm running Microshift Advent X, my tried and true 10-speed drivetrain. Love it. I'm running Paul Clamper brakes. These are cable actuated mechanical disc brakes that I love. They're my favorite brake. I talk about them all the time. They're heavy. They're about half a pound each, but the feel of them, the adjustment of them, and the set it and forget it is awesome. I love these things. I've also got a beautiful Paul lever dropper. This has the best feel out of any lever dropper I've ever felt. And it's beautiful, and it's purple, it's fun. Grips are Ergon GD1 grips. Dropper is a 9.8 Fall Line R. For cranks, I've got these beautiful 5-dev aluminum machined cranks. They're machined in San Diego, California, and you can get 5% off using my code in the description below. These are 160 mil cranks with a 30-tooth oval absolute black chainring. I love oval chainrings. They smooth out my pedaling, and I just like the way that they deliver power. If you're curious about oval chainrings, I've got a video about them. I'll link it in the top right. And we've also got 5Dev's alloy flat platform pedal. It's a beautiful pedal. I'm going to be not going clipless for this trip. I've been having some knee issues like I've talked about through the last year, and running flat pedals seems to help a little bit as I diagnose what's going on. Wheels are GTL Bike carbon wheels 40i with Derailleur Coronado light and supple 2.8 tires. And I've got the Onyx rear hub, which is completely silent, and it's instant engagement. I love that thing. The bottom bracket is also made in the US. It's made by Wheels Manufacturing. This is my angular contact bottom bracket. I love this thing. I've probably had this on 15 bikes now. Zero issues. I just keep swapping it from bike to bike. They are really, really good bottom brackets. Fork is a Fox Stepcast 34, and it clears the 29 by 2.8. This is the older model with the more square arch. It technically clears a 29 by 3.0, but there's like a millimeter of clearance, and even just picking up a stone, it would come through and grind the arch. So I'm okay with the 2.8. 3.0 is kind of pushing it on this, but I'm running a 120 mil fork on the front. Stem is a 9.8 stout stem. I love these little stems. The saddle is an Ergon SMC Comp men's saddle. It's very squishy. It's got a lot of padding in it. I'm going to do a couple test rides before my trip. Sometimes too much padding is actually less comfortable for me. So I might switch this out for a WTB Silverado, or I might keep it on there for the trip. We shall see. What an absolutely stunning frame. It's time to look at geometry. As of right now, I don't know what the geo is on this bike. I talked to Dan Stanton, and he says, I kind of have some rough numbers. I can go look at the diagram and calculate stuff. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll just measure it on my geometer. So let's throw this on the geometer and see what the numbers actually say. This head angle looks steep. I'm gonna guess 69, 70 degree head angle. Just looking at it, let's see. 68.4. Okay, not bad, 68.5. That is steeper than I'm used to. Sometimes steep is nice for bike packing, but I'm gonna see if I wanna throw an angle set or not in this. We shall see. Wow, effective seat angle 72.3 degrees. That's a pretty slack seat angle. 455 millimeters. The reach is 415. That is a short reach. 415 mil reach. Wow, this is proving to be a lot more old school in the geo department. Long chainstay, short reach, slack seat angle, steep head angle. Front center is 675. Stack is nice and tall because we got these big tires at 640. I love that. I might actually end up dropping the stem a little bit. Bottom bracket drop is 53 millimeters. That's a nice low bottom bracket. Let's see, chainstay, 445. Rear center is 450. Man, that reach is so short, which will actually be really nice for bike packing. It'll be real interesting to see how this does on this terrain because this geo is not modern, slack, long geo for shredding trails. But that's not really what this bike is going to be used for by me. This is going to be my bike packing rig, and I actually like a little bit steeper head angle. I actually like a little bit shorter reach. I don't mind a slacker seat tube angle. It's for pedaling all day long. The older, more traditional geometry is actually preferred in some way. I wonder if the pendulum swung too far, but we're not going to know until we ride it. It surprised me how different this is from the Sherpa Ti and the Sherpa Reynolds 853. Very completely different bike. I'm thrilled that it fits 29 by 2.8 up to 3.0s. That's amazing with lots of clearance, even for those of you in the UK who are going to have mud. I'm excited that it's so light. I'm excited that it's so beautiful. One thing I would like to see, bottle mounts underneath, bottle bosses under the down tube. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more inside the triangle. I'm excited about this rack mount on the frame. I think you could actually save a little bit more by going with the aluminum dropouts instead of titanium dropouts. If you have a seat collar made out of titanium and a seat collar made out of aluminum, the aluminum one is actually lighter. It's less dense than titanium. A lot of people don't know that, and they want tie bolts and they want tie everything. Well, sometimes those are actually heavier than aluminum. Interesting to think about. Man, I am so thrilled to go take this out and explore my amazing state on this amazing bike. If you guys need help deciding which bike to buy, or you want to pick my brain on all the different bikes and components I've ridden, become a patron today. That supports this channel and helps me be able to make more of these videos more often. You guys are awesome. You know what time it is. Thanks for watching. There's a party in the mountains, and you're invited.